And he said like 5 words. So he was just like, yeah, it's fine. And she was like, okay. I'm like, I wish he would have said more to Tosh because she did not like it. Me and Ricky was cracking up because obviously laugh till you can't laugh anymore because this might be the last laugh, babe.
Laugh to keep him crying.
Because this was the scariest boat ride ever.
Child.
Ever. Now, we even left the island early. Like the disclaimer was, we usually leave at 3, but we're going to leave at 2:30 today. And I'm like, I don't know what happens at 3. It was crazy. You had to use the tarp. They gave you a tarp for a reason. All in all, it's very speedy. It's very fast. It's very bumpy. And it's very wet. It's very wet.
Guys,
that's what she said.
That's what she said.
First time I did it.
Yay! Mark the calendar.
It was very wet. Like, soaking wet.
Bro, y'all know,
Tosh was pissed.
I'm like dainty, but like not, like I'm a very weird kind of girl. But in this case, how do you feed me this beautiful luxury day?
It ruined her day. Like she had to go sit down.
And then you throw me to the wolves that is the sea.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all, hey. It's your girls of Travel Fly Sexy. I'm 𝗏𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍 𝑮𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒍, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes of Brunch.
And guys, I don't know if you've been noticing in our last few episodes, but your girls have been real parched. Like, it's giving hydration required.
Yes, I don't know if y'all noticed, hopefully not, almost died last week. So in order to stay hydrated for TFS, only right that we have some 𝗚𝒦𝒑𝒄𝒄 on set today.
Period. And so if you're not familiar with 𝗚𝒦𝒑𝒄𝒄, the reason we love 𝗚𝒦𝒑𝒄𝒄 is because how are you going to be traveling, stay fly, and remain sexy if you're drinking soda-ish that has all this calories and all this sugar?
Yes.
So we love 𝗚𝒦𝒑𝒄𝒄 because it's less than 45 calories, maybe less than 8 grams of sugar, and it's still giving you that moment.
Period sound effect. But it's good too.
It's good.
Like, it's hydrated. It's good. So we're going to be sipping on this episode.
Well, with that being said, let's jump into today's episode. Because y'all, we going to Colombia.
Yes.
First of all, let's pop the 𝗚𝒦𝒑𝒄𝒄.
Yeah, a little ASMR moment.
Let's get this together.
Tosh's sound was better than that.
Yours didn't do it?
No, it was better than yours.
This is our cheers to Colombia because get your straw.
Oh yeah,
we got
reusable straws because we care about the world.
I care about my lip. That's really why I didn't want to.
We care about the turtles.
So cheers to Colombia because guys, buckle up.
A time was had.
A time was had, and this episode hopefully shall show. All right.
That's good. I never had the watermelon lime.
Ooh, this is ginger ale. If you like real ginger, this is what that's given. But yes, Colombia, of course. Stick around.
Into Colombia,
I was going to say, before we dump into it, go ahead.
This is good because it supports digestive health because Colombia, but we'll get into that later.
Right.
So you will need this upon your return.
Very true. But before we give y'all all the tea on Colombia, because we're so excited about it, you already know, a little bit of goddess mail from our inbox to yours. Take us away, Jazz.
This week's goddess mail makes me sad.
Oh, God. I didn't look at it.
So a little bit, just a little sad. Like, I get it, but geez. So I don't know if you guys saw, there is a commercial that is now going viral on the internet on all the travel pages, but mostly via Miami's main Visit Miami page. Miami is breaking up with spring break.
Ah, yeah.
And that is just the theme of this spring, summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is the mature in me.
There you go.
But rightfully so, Miami. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I mean, number one, I can't relate because I was never the college student that went to Miami for spring break.
Yeah.
I went to Miami for my college graduation trip, but that was in May.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how crazy it is, other than what I've seen and read over the years. But I actually just think that this is a good way to try to regulate the BS.
Yeah. And that's ultimately what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, we want a happy hour. We want to try new restaurants. And you want to like get drunk and lay down on the beach and be like, is he alive? So again, I get it. Like you said, it's really kind of just toning down that culture of Miami being that place where it's just so chaotic in the spring and summertime. Also, I noticed as this campaign rolled out, flights are way higher. So the flights and accommodations in Miami, from what I've seen, have significantly, the prices have raised because I think, again, they are trying to break up with spring break and tailor to a specific audience. And I think they are trying to keep that spring break demographic out one way or another.
That's facts, because y'all already know when I'm trying to find the travel deal of the week, it's been less Miami deals lately because I personally don't feel like it's a deal.
The deal's not.
It's still a deal.
It's still a deal.
But
Absolutely.
in comparison to when we putting out $179 per person.
Exactly. You are not seeing that this spring. You are not seeing that this spring. And that is because the theme is Miami breaks up with spring break.
So if spring break in March in Miami was on your plans,
hopefully
none of them
you got it booked.
Go together right now.
Hopefully you got it booked at least, because the price is going to be high.
Or the experience is going to be altered.
Absolutely.
Because they definitely said they were cracking down on parking and raising parking prices and cracking down on adding curfews and just really all these things to just say, just stay home.
Yeah.
Or just don't come here. Yeah, I was going to say, or don't come here with ill intent.
Yeah, keep it cute. It's definitely not giving those long nights till 4 a.m. in Miami anymore.
Until April.
Yeah. I don't know.
March.
See.
It said March. So
I think they trying to set the tone for moving forward.
I'm hopeful that April will bring back those vibes.
We'll see. Updates to come.
Updates to come.
But yeah.
But you know where the vibes are? Unapologetically?
For sure.
Colombia.
100%.
Hey. Oh my goodness, guys.
Hey, y'all. It's your girls of 𝗓𝒏𝒄𝒄.
Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗓𝒏𝒄𝒄.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of 𝗓𝒏𝒄𝒄, shoot us an email at info@𝗓𝒏𝒄𝒄.com.
Now let's get back into the episode. The time was had.
And we're honestly, you're probably just going to keep hearing and seeing us like sit back in the chair and just
shake our head,
sigh, because
it was so good.
That's us just reliving the magic that is Cartagena, Colombia.
Yes. Oh my God. I didn't know. Colombia was obviously on my list.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what to expect. And it exceeded those expectations even without them even being set. I'm just like, oh, okay, Colombia, okay, Cartagena, like y'all really showed us a time
without the expectations even being set.
Like, just, you know me, I just be vibing. But it was
beautiful.
Top 3.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched our Instagram stories on Colombia, first of all, shame on you. But
you missed it.
You missed the time. So our full team, shout out to Ricky, our producer.
Yes.
All 3 of us went to Colombia. And when I say this is literally the best travel group of people you ever want to travel with, congratulations. You're welcome. Now, will we travel with you?
𝗪𝒺𝒄𝒄. Me, I'll be like, you can come.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. So this episode is going to go through our full Colombia recap, where to stay, what to do, where the nightlife is, where to eat, experiences, and all that. We're breaking it all down, so it could get long. Grab your olipop or your drink of preference and sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So first things first, how to get there. And I like to point this out because I actually thought it was a very easy journey. Very easy journey.
It really was, yeah.
So we flew American Airlines out of PHL. We had a layover in Miami, and then we arrived in Colombia before 2 p.m.
Yep.
But the best part was we had the 2.5-hour flight from Philly to Miami, 2-hour layover in Miami, and then a 2.5-hour flight from Miami to Cartagena.
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. So if flying is not your jam, this is not an issue for you.
Yeah, and that nice little layover, breaking it up, like it's not a long layover, but it's enough time for you to like get you something to eat in between. And again, you're there early afternoon.
Yeah. So I just, obviously you see the flight times when you're booking your flight and okay, it's going to be that. But to actually experience it, I was pleasantly surprised, and I was more just like excited to be able to tell people it's nothing to get here.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Absolutely. And we avoid layovers. So for people who try to avoid layovers as much as possible, to take that layover there and back, and for what we consider an average time layover instead of those, get me in and out. It made sense.
It did.
It was quick. It was easy. American did that.
They did. American, y'all already know, if you're new around here, that's okay. But me and American got a love-hate relationship, but they still my people. We just, sometimes be distant cousining it. Yeah. Nevertheless, they killed this.
They did that.
They were departing early every flight. They were pushing back. They were on time. They were efficient.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, I text Jasmine like, okay, American.
Like we were literally in the air before the time we needed to be.
All 4 flights.
All 4 flights.
All 4 flights.
Yeah,
on time. No issues.
It was great. And the price was right.
Okay, now. Because go ahead.
Come on, because we know American, them prices going to be high.
Child, we got that round trip. Now, Jasmine even got a better deal because Jasmine used points.
I'm cheap.
She used the points. So go ahead and tell them.
Yeah, so I was able to get my full trip, and we did 5 days, 4 nights, for $390. So that was a room to myself, and the round trip American flights. And like Tasha said, I use points, so I just had to pay, I think, $89, $90 taxes and fees, and applied the points. And the hotel was $300.
Yeah.
So
4 nights.
Come on now. Come on.
Snapped. Okay.
Because y'all know I'm cheap.
Now, if you don't have points, the regular price of the flight was still giving.
It was great.
It was round trip for $269.
Exactly.
Like, what are we talking about?
Under $300 for a passport stamp is just always the move.
Under $300 on American.
On American.
It's just like
American at that. That don't even.
They don't really go.
They don't go together. Yeah, because American is getting $600 up. Even if you going around the corner.
An international flight.
Exactly.
They want all of their coins. But in this case, $269 round trip got us to Cartagena for the time that was had. Now, I will say this before we jump into the rest. You mentioned the layovers, and I just wanted to reiterate, because on our way back, we thought about this, and I was like, we got to make sure we say it. On the way back, honestly, this is if you're traveling anywhere and you have to connect through MIA, a.k.a. Miami International Airport. Baby, do not book a flight with a layover less than 2 hours.
Coming back, absolutely not.
You need it. Remember, you have to clear customs in Miami, and there is nothing easy about clearing customs in Miami.
Yeah, it was so chaotic this time.
And they had about 18 different lines wrapping 18 different ways. You need 2 hours or more.
Yeah,
right? So that is a pro tip.
Yeah, I completely agree. Especially coming back. Now,
yeah,
going, you got that a little more leeway because you just got to get to your gate. But that coming back,
if you're returning from international travel and you connect through Miami and you must clear customs, you need 2 hours minimum. Period. If you do anything else,
don't get mad at us when you stuck in Miami and now you got to pay for a hotel in Miami because
you ain't had enough time, baby.
You did the 55-minute layover, because it's not going to happen.
It's not.
And we got global entry. So if we're telling you that, then yeah.
Listen, that's the part.
For sure.
And then they also do not allow your TSA
They give you that little thing, like you can keep your shoes on.
But that's
but you gotta get in line with everybody else.
The regular line. Ain't no extra line. So you know how you thinking, I go through. No. Regular everything. So just do yourself a favor, 2 hour minimum.
Yeah. Miami Airport. I forgot about that part. The trip was so good that I'm like, that was frustrating.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
So more of the story. It's rather easy to get to Cartagena from the East Coast. Super easy flights. Very easy times.
Great prices.
Great prices. So what we talking about? And nevertheless, where you got to stay when you get there, because now you're clearly going. We just told you it's way
$200.
It's way too easy. So now you're clearly going. So let's tell you where you should stay.
Cartagena is so beautiful. It was so many like accommodation options. And I love that we actually stayed at 2 accommodations because we got to like experience them both. And it was nice because they were walking distance. So things are quite walkable and commutable, depending where you book.
And now some of you you might be listening or watching and judging me for that statement at this present moment. And I'm just here to tell you, I already told you. I told you, go back and listen. I told you my style of travel. So I text my friends, AKA Jasmine and Ricky, and I said, hey, this is where I'd like to stay. Would you guys like to stay with me? And they were like, no, we're chilling. But I still went and stayed where I wanted to stay.
Yes. So
all good though. But like you said, walking distance, we got to see 2 different options.
Yes.
And it added value to our trip. And we'll tell you how a little bit later.
Exactly.
So Cartagena itself is kind of broken up a little bit. We ended up staying in what they refer to as modern Cartagena or New City.
Yeah.
But then there's obviously Old Town, the walled city.
Yep.
Where you can stay, and if you find your hotel there, then you're right in the mix of
everything
what you see as far as it pertains to Cartagena.
But online. New City, you're right in the mix of that.
Yes, you're in a different kind of mix. You're in like Starbucks and McDonald's on the corner.
Exactly. And you're walking distance to local things as well. So you really get
all this stuff.
And the beach, the beach is right there. We both had access to the beach nearby. And like you said, the walled town is literally what you see when you think Cartagena.
Yes. So. Yeah. But that was cool though, because I didn't really consider the modern element to it before we stayed in that area. And I was like, oh, wow, this is great.
I know what to think, honestly. I was like, I don't know where we staying. I don't know how far it is from stuff.
But
I was looking at the map and I was like,
very convenient.
I don't know.
So I stayed at the Hilton Cartagena, which is a resort-like property. Tons of rooms. I feel like it was like
huge.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to guess to remember the number of rooms, but huge nonetheless. Several restaurants, amazing lobby bar, a gorgeous like pool area with like 3-4 different pools, and then obviously walks right out onto the beach. The beach was okay, but the pools, the vibes, the aesthetics, like all of that was doing what it needs to do. But I just kind of, for me, I like the resort style amenities, things to do, the service, like not having to like leave and have to do too much unless I want to. So that was like my whole thing. But and washcloths.
Tosh bougie.
And washcloths.
Because me and Ricky, on the other hand,
I made sure to send them a text.
She did,
to remind them to bring their washcloths, because I knew where Jasmine's about to tell you they stayed at a boutique hotel.
Yes.
Beautiful property, but I knew they wasn't on washcloths. I knew it. So go ahead.
So we stayed at the OZ. I'm not sure if it's the OZ luxury hotel.
Yes.
Which they also have a OZ hotel, which is literally about less than a block away. So they have 2 properties. So if you are searching it, you will see 2 properties. We stayed at the OZ Luxury Hotel. Obviously, like I said, greatly priced. $300 to have a standard room to myself. The hotel was very cute, obviously boutique. The service was honestly impressive.
Yeah.
Them coming out, greeting us with our bags. Like, it still had that resort feel. We had welcome drinks. Originally, we actually got dropped off at the other one. So they walked us up the block with took our suitcases.
Escorted you.
Exactly. Escorted us up the block. We got more welcome drinks. And then the check-in process was great. Gorgeous lobby. Again, it's a boutique hotel, so very quaint. They also had breakfast every morning, which was great. There was a rooftop terrace and there was a restaurant. So as soon as you walk in, it's like chairs outside. So there was a bar on the roof and downstairs.
Yeah, the rooftop bar looked really cute.
The rooftop bar was so great. Beautiful views. Like you see the whole city, whole like, well, I guess new city, new
Modern
town,
city, yeah.
modern
Mhm.
city. But yeah, it was a good stay.
It looked like a great stay.
It was
Like,
nice. No washcloths.
Which, guys, we already told you. Like, if it ain't a big brand, you ain't getting a washcloth. It's just not happening.
This was my first time in South America, so I'm just like,
But we told
she
you.
did
I told
tell
you.
us that. However, I forgot. So I have, luckily I travel with a bunch of not reusable, like those little like small towels.
Oh, the
like,
ones that you wet
yeah,
and
that
then
you
it
wet and they turn
expands.
into like a washcloth.
Yes.
So I had like a crap load of those in my
Which is a
toiletry
great
bag.
hack.
Yeah.
That's a good hack.
But yeah, can't say that the hand towel didn't get used. But
Listen, I've had to use the hand towel, and that is why I now always remember, because
I try.
it sucks.
That joint is big,
I
but
have half of the hand towel draped over my shoulder
if you know, you know.
while
Because
the other one is trying to make it work.
like,
It's too much.
if you travel, you've used the hand towel before. It's not that big of a deal. It's fine. So bring your washcloths, use a hand towel, whatever works for you. Bring those, little things in your toiletry bag.
But yeah,
But yeah, so
the
that
OZ was great.
great. It was great. Just no washcloths. That's the only thing I could say. Everything was amazing. The service was great. The guys were awesome. And it was just funny because as I was like, I browse TikTok before I go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking, I'm like, these are the same people. Like they have the same consistent service
Yes.
throughout like all of these experiences. So it was just great to see. And it was a really good time.
That's awesome. And it was so close to my hotel.
Yeah,
so
we
it made
literally walked over like
so
every
easy.
day,
Mhm.
and took advantage of her bougie perks.
Period. Because I was like, y'all, come on by. We're going to hit the beach.
Right,
We're
we
gonna
want
go to the
happy
pool.
hour.
We gonna
Like
low key, that was our spot.
it worked.
And additionally, because I told y'all before, I'm diamond with Hilton. Ba, 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 ba. Nevertheless, because of that, we also got free happy hour
Yes.
every evening. So light bites and some wine and beers and all that stuff to kind of start us off.
for dinner every night. So that was great.
Yeah. So for those that are like, I got a pregame.
Yeah.
Get your status up.
So the point is, if you are a budget traveler, have a bougie friend, so there's always balance.
There you go.
Mhm.
Period. Because we also did the Amex lounge on our way to
Exactly.
and from.
Budget bougie perks, for the budget traveler. Because now I'm not spending money in the airport because Tosh got all this stuff.
And that's really why I did it. Because I'm like, we
Because
don't
I'm
need to be spending no money
$50 in the
Yes.
airport. I'm finna get a cocktail.
Exactly.
Especially if it's a layover.
And
So
a sandwich. And now
Yeah,
it's $50
exactly.
later.
Exactly.
So nah, we good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so getting around, because you guys definitely walked to
Yeah.
my
Yep.
hotel a few times, and of course you Ubered.
Uber, yeah. So Uber is accessible in Cartagena, very
is
reasonably
nice.
priced. Yep,
Yes.
yep. And they've been familiar with Uber for a while, so it's like implemented in there. It's like a main way of transportation there. They also had buses that we obviously didn't catch, but we saw them. You can also obviously book a private
Yeah,
car service and have someone that can, get you around throughout your entire duration, which is also pretty reasonable.
Mhm.
The motorcycles.
Right. It's kind of like not a tuk-tuk, but like
Yeah.
that kind of idea, but it's just a motorcycle.
It was, I don't know. I mean, me and Ricky thought about it because
It
we
was
was
a mode of
like, because
transportation, though.
it's interesting. So you want to say you tried it. But yeah, I wouldn't be on the back of a motorcycle, but they just was on the back of a motorcycle. They had kids with them. Like that is a form of transportation
Very
there.
much so.
You catch a motorcycle like you catch a cab.
Yes, like hail it down.
Literally.
So
Wild. But
I
they
was
say
gonna
that it's
say.
the most reasonable.
yeah, I mean, yeah, because it's just layered, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Do as you
okay.
will with that information.
Period. There you go. But Uber available.
Absolutely. And a bunch of cabs and
Yeah.
you will never have a problem with getting home. Like you walk, whether you're in the walled
Mhm.
city or if you're in the modern city, you will not have an issue with finding a way to get to your next destination.
Yeah. All right. So all the logistics are out the way now.
Yeah, right.
Now let's get into the real.
Oh my God. This was such a good trip.
Guys, I'm still on a high.
Yeah.
Still on a high.
I'm ready to go back, and I'm like trying not to do that this year, but
I'm also like, you inspired me to be more intentional about my travels this year.
Intentional about my travels this year, but dang, Cartagena.
Because I'm like, y'all know me.
I'm about to Mexico, Colombia. I'm about to treat Colombia like Mexico. If that's what vibes that y'all giving,
especially for $3.90.
Mexico, you better give me a discount or sponsors, like we've been saying, because you got some competition.
You got some hard body competition.
The price is pricing, girl.
So boom, dining experiences in Cartagena.
Ugh.
I ain't even gonna hold you. In my North Philly voice, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yo.
I didn't know what to expect as it pertained to food.
Absolutely.
I've been a lot of places. Sometimes it be slapping. Sometimes it's like, I can't wait to go home and order a cheesesteak.
As long as I eat, it's fine. As long as I eat.
But baby, the food in Cartagena, we kept saying it all week. We were like, the food here.
Like, not only was the food delicious everywhere we went, like everywhere we went, it was experiences.
There you go.
It was like not short of like experiences at all. And when you travel, and we talk about this often, you usually try to, immerse yourself in those local cultural experiences to get the best, most authentic food. But it was the best food with like all the stuff that I love, like the aesthetics, come on, ambiance,
but you still felt like you were getting home cooked food.
I'm like, somebody cares. Somebody.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, so let's start with our first stop. Literally upon arrival, we went from the airport to the hotels, freshened up, and like, all right, it's time to hit the streets.
Get outside. Because while we're here.
Yeah, exactly. We got to make the most of it. Granted, this was a long trip. Y'all know I don't do 5 days. And it still wasn't long enough.
Y'all, that's not long a trip. It's long for Jasmine.
For me,
that's not a long trip. Okay.
But it still wasn't long enough. So the first night we went to Marina. This place is so cute.
Oh, man. Marina, y'all did that.
So cute.
And I also would like y'all to post more content of people dining during the day or during the sunset. Because honestly, I think that was part of the charm.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Of that first kind of wow moment when we got there.
Yeah.
We made reservations for 5 p.m. So the sun setting, the beach is right there. So you're seeing this gorgeous sunset. And the way the light is just bouncing throughout the restaurant, which the restaurant, we didn't even tell you, it really feels like a Tulum aesthetic.
It feels like you're on a beach in Tulum.
Yes. So the ambiance of the restaurant is that.
Yeah.
It's just lush greens, palm trees, nets, like the netted kind of like.
Netted neutral aesthetic.
Yes,
yeah.
Wood tables and things. It's beautiful.
Yeah, very well thought out.
But during the sunset,
the way the light, like, I think that they like, it's a nighttime place. They have live music.
It's nighttime,
a lot of people will probably, I would suggest it for maybe like a birthday dinner, or something like that. So I do think, like you said, their content leans into that nighttime thing. But that right before, also, it started getting busy. So we caught them right before they got busy.
Yeah.
But to us, it also was just gorgeous to catch that sun coming in on that aesthetic, because it has that beach feel. Like, it's right across the street from the beach, but you feel like you're on the beach because of the vibe that they set. So they did a great job at just setting the vibe in there.
They did. And we were eating, but we were just like, wow.
Yes.
Wow, looking around.
I'm like, I need to get pictures here before we even go in. Like, let's get pictures. But obviously 10 out of 10 on the aesthetics and everything, but the food.
Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about dining experiences. That was the experience.
Marinated chicken.
Jasmine's still mad at herself.
Instant regret. Like, and it's only
still mad at
honestly,
herself.
I don't have many regrets in life. Like, I'm not a regretful person. Most of the things that I regret are not finishing meals. Like, always. It's always like, dang, I wish I would have finished that. And if you know me, if you've been out with me, like, my brain thinks I want to eat this much. My stomach's like, girl, take a bite and take 3 shots. Or like drink 3 espresso martinis and relax. And I'm like, true. I wish I took that chicken back to the hotel. But we had other stuff to do. But that chicken was so good. The most tender chicken oh my God. How you say tender in chicken in Spanish? So I could say.
Because
I'm going to come back
know,
to that.
But,
yeah.
But that's what
𝗦𝗵𝒵𝒆𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒍 𝗬𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒍.
There you go.
Period.
Very delicious chicken.
It was good. The best.
Ciao. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Marina, that food. Mm-hmm.
Girl,
yeah.
you did your big one.
Girl.
And it's like a big, like the culture in Colombia is so Black, which I love. Like, obviously, it's like a South American country, but like, it's this like beautiful portrait of this Black woman on the wall. And I'm just like, I just feel like this is home. So they really did their thing.
And the drinks were good too. I can't remember the drink that you ordered.
Yeah, you loved that drink. I took it, so I was like, this is a 𝗏𝗏 drink.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Dang, I forget the name of it. But
the
the drinks are crafted. They come in cool cups and designs and all of that. The presentation is lovely. So truly an experience.
Yeah.
You're not just like, I'm about to go get some food, which you could.
Yeah.
But it's an experience. It was awesome. Now, my personal favorite dining experience, which we totally stumbled upon.
Yeah.
This wasn't even on this is where we're going to eat.
Yeah.
Because
we didn't have any expectations for food. So we were just honestly going to just like run into food places.
Yeah. But we finished our day one a little bit earlier than we anticipated. So we were like, okay, we got time to like get a good meal.
Yeah.
So I found this place, 𝗚𝒂𝒂𝒃. We made a reservation. I put in the reservation notes, travel agents as well as travel podcast hosts experiencing Colombia for the first time, which I always do.
Ate that up.
And so, funny enough, they sent a bottle to the table in very much giving TFS fashion.
See the balance? Like, because it never works when I put it. Because I put it all the time as well. But however.
Nevertheless, we stumbled upon this amazing restaurant called 𝗚𝒂𝒂𝒃. 𝗚𝒂𝒂𝒃.
It was so good.
Because
oh my
what
God.
in the heavens and who anointed the chef?
Right. God. Is
God. Okay. No one but God.
Yeah. Those dishes. And we didn't even do too much.
We didn't. So 𝗚𝒂𝒂𝒃 is very much a fine dining experience, right? But I also say this. All of our experiences were fine dining. We'll get to our other ones in a second. But Colombia is so inexpensive.
Exactly.
So it's giving Chipotle price for fine dining. Because y'all know you can run up a bag of Chipotle too. You can order 2-3 bowls. Now you spend $45.
That extra scoop of chicken go
and guac. So it's giving Chipotle pricing at fine dining
Michelin
quality.
Star, like, yes. Yeah. I'll never get over that dish.
Okay, so we had the most amazing pork belly. It was almost like it was chicken fried pork belly.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Yeah. We had an octopus dish that was perfectly cooked, grilled, I should say, but then it was in this truffle mashed puree.
Like, what?
Bro,
who thought about putting an octopus in the truffle mash? What? Whose idea was that? And bring them out here.
The way my taste buds was doing the 1-2 step.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand what was happening. So good, y'all. And then we had another dish.
We had lobster empanadas, but I didn't even get to that because that truffle octopus had me in the chokehold. And I could still taste it.
Yes. So it was funny because when we ordered, like our waiter was like, okay,
I'll took our menus.
Collect these menus.
And we're like, we're ordering apps. chill.
Like, Jasmine, don't do me.
Yeah, because again, my mind is like 16 things. Because when's the next time I'll be here? So let's try the whole menu.
Right.
And we're just going to try 3 apps and then probably order an entree each. He took those menus so quick. Like, I'll bring them back
if you need them.
I've never immediately offended.
Americans, you know how we do. Excuse me, you don't know my
First of all, you can sit them over there.
You can leave one.
Yeah, I still need more drinks. What are you talking about?
But all that to say, he knew.
It was so filling.
When we finished those 3 apps.
Hardly finished them.
And the bottle of champagne that they sent over, we was good to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm still mad because I was like, we really should have went back again. And
now we have to go back to try their entrees because the appetizer. And it's funny because I sat down, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get an appetizer because I'm like not that hungry. So I'm like, let me just go straight to entree. And I'm like, dang, these apps look too good. So we're like, all right, let's just, start off cute. Y'all. Didn't even get to the entrees.
The food at Alma, amazing. But also the ambiance. The restaurant is beautiful.
Gorgeous, yeah.
And it is attached to a super exclusive luxury 5-star hotel, which name escapes me at the present moment.
Yeah,
but I will put it
escaping me too. And I'm like, I could say 2 words, but they're random.
Right.
It won't be the right
Casa.
Words.
That's all I know.
I'm like, San.
Actually, I think it's Casa Augustine, now that I think about it, because I kept tagging it. I think so.
Yeah, we'll put it
but
in the notes.
Nevertheless, it's attached to that hotel. And do yourself a favor. You are allowed to go into the hotel courtyard for photos.
Please
that.
do.
I mean, you can take photos in the restaurant. It's beautiful. But that courtyard?
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Stunning. Oh, my goodness. It just felt like Cartagena.
Exactly.
It just gave that whole entire experience.
And it gave the restaurants that elevated feel too. Like, oh, okay. Like, this is all very nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that food was great.
If you go to Cartagena and you don't go to Alma,
you are doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, because you need it. And again, inexpensive.
Yeah.
Inexpensive.
Yeah.
But it's 5-star.
Yeah. I definitely got to go back to try entree.
And then,
this other fine dining experience we had, was this our last night?
Yep.
Yeah, our last night we went to Conde.
Yep.
Another gorgeous restaurant. You walk in, it's like stuff hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, man.
Very eclectic, but very elegant at the same time. It's busy, but it's still very elegant. It was really nice.
Yeah,
really,
3 for 3 on that.
Yeah, gorgeous place. You just walk in like, okay. Best espresso martini we had in Cartagena for sure.
Hands down.
They did that.
They did.
The first one, not the second one. The second one was not good. The second one was not good.
Clearly
not the same bartender.
Or 8. Like, I mean,
no tea, no shade. That first one was great. The food there, though.
Yeah, we were.
Oh my gosh! And I was hungry.
We were stuck on stupid for a second when we was eating that food.
That food was
what?
Yeah.
What?
Now they got some dishes. So if you're really a foodie, and you're trying to just go for something you're going to like, I say Conde #1.
Yeah.
Because again, Marina's menu is, a different,
it's a little eclectic.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different options from different types of culinary options.
Yes.
Alma too as well. You getting a different vibe.
Yeah, theirs is more just like lots of fusion, lots of creativity. You can tell the chef really curated this.
Exactly. Now, Conde, you're gonna get that lobster bisque.
Yeah.
You're gonna get that.
Their menu was like
there.
If I could compare the menu to anything, I'm going to compare it to Cheesecake Factory.
I knew you was about to say that. I knew you was about to say that.
It was husky, but it also had a variety. So to your point, if you're one of those people that I need
picky.
To eat, I know what I know. This is that.
You will find something you love on that menu.
Yeah.
Even if you're or if you're with a picky eater, but you still want to get that fine dining experience, you can get something a little more simple there versus the other two.
And it still has presentation to it.
Oh, 1,000%.
So that's also that part.
Yeah, that food was good.
Ooh, Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, that lobster bisque.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What I have like a eggplant au gratin as a appetizer, and it had like crab in it. It was really good. I was surprised how good that was.
And then my entree was like a shrimp dish that was also on top of a crab and potato. Ciao. Ciao.
They snapped. They snapped.
Baby ciao. Every single morsel in Colombia did what it's supposed to do.
Absolutely.
And that's on period.
Yeah, you gotta try it.
I don't understand.
So add one of those restaurants to your itinerary when you're in Cartagena.
Yeah, because
you got to get the good eats. But the local authentic food that we had throughout all of the excursions and things that we did was also 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I was just about to say
it did not fall short. So
nothing like, oh, this ain't a restaurant, so I don't know how it's going to be.
It did not fall short.
Baby, the people care about what they eating around now.
Yeah, the food is so good.
All right, food, because y'all know we can talk about food all day. But we'll move on. Because y'all like, all right, girl, what else? So things to do and experience, as Jasmine just perfectly set us up for, because we had to eat while we were doing these things to do and experience.
It was all day things.
But these things to do and experience are, in my opinion, must.
Absolutely.
So first things first.
Yeah.
And I got to shout out Jasmine for this, because this was not on my radar whatsoever, but it was on hers. And I'm so glad that she advocated for us adding it to our itinerary, because it was such an amazing experience.
Yes, it was a must do for me.
So we spent our first day in Palenque.
Yes.
And I'll let Jasmine kind of fill you in on the history and the significance of this experience.
Yeah, this really made the trip for me. I actually just had a client in Cartagena like a few weeks before we went, and that was like the first thing she mentioned. Like, I need to go to Palenque. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like doing my research, like trying to figure out like how I can get her there. Which, you know, we made happen. And I'm like, oh, wait, what is this? And if y'all know me, like, history is not my thing. That was my first C that I got as like a scholar. I'm like, social studies, history just was not my thing.
Not my first C.
Yeah, crushed me. Anyway, so when it comes to traveling, I always try to immerse myself in their culture and history, and not just, you know, get too lit, because, you know, I'm fun sometimes, but a little too fun. So let's do something meaningful while we're there. So Palenque is ultimately the first free city of the Americas. So as Africans were setting themselves free of slavery, it was the first city established by slaves to establish freedom in, you know, both North and South America. So I think right now they have a population of just under 5,000 people. It is so much history there. Like, it's so much culture there. We got to obviously tour the town. We got to go to their house museum, which is a 96-year-old house that, you know, one of the first houses that was there. It was established about 200 years ago. So the house been there for a long time. Yeah. And we got to see so many things. The bed, the iron, how they make flour. That was cool. It was just so meaningful to immerse ourselves in their culture. So.
Yeah. And then we also got to visit, I don't want to butcher the name. 𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𒂏, which is a world famous touring band that originated from Palenque. And that was an experience, because you're basically in their headquarters in this little town of Palenque, and you get to experience, and the, I guess, leader of the group was who we got to meet, and he's just so cool.
I know.
Like, it really just puts things into perspective, because not for nothing, we really just think the world revolves around ourselves. Yeah. And that's okay. Go off, because it's me. I'm me. But then you go to places and you meet people like that who really, like, I had to tell him, nah, you're him. Like, I checked his stats.
So
you're
humble,
him. And he had no interest in being that guy, and every interest in just being a person who is pioneering and putting his hometown on the map, you know? And so that was just so beautiful. Like, I just loved every minute of being in that shop, playing instruments, signing the wall, and meeting and greeting with, with him, but also just with the other people from the town of Palenque. Like, it just was magic and a friendly reminder that the world is so big and our little teeny impact can cross borders and make a larger impact.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing with like experiences like that is like it's such a humbling experience to see how other people experience life.
Yeah.
Because I think here, like just, specifically in the US, like we have a very specific way of how we define like, the American dream or what living life looks like. And it's like life can be so simple.
Yep.
Life can be so simple but so good.
And is for a lot of people.
Yeah. So I really appreciate it. And it was a very unforgettable experience.
Very enriching. Yeah. So, like Jasmine said, she's not necessarily the history girl, but this is something you should include.
Absolutely.
Because, and I think it was great also being at the beginning of our trip. It really put the perspective of what and why, why Colombia, why Palenque, it gave you something to look forward to.
Definitely.
And then it allows you to appreciate everything else that we experience the rest of the week.
Exactly.
Because
it set the vibe.
It
set
did,
the tone.
So it sounds like it moved us, for lack of a better phrase. We were moved.
I wish I can remember the name of that juice because that juice was so good.
Oh yeah. God. And it was like so simple.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they've never had anyone with cancer. They never I don't believe they intake sugar. Like their lifestyle is just so much healthier. So yeah, it was great. And that fish that they made.
Child. That's what I'm saying. The food.
The food.
The food.
Yeah, it was delicious.
So that was day one. And then y'all know boats and hoes. I'm sorry.
Gotta have them.
Gotta have them. Gotta love them. That's where they at.
We gonna get on that boat.
Yes. So we hopped on our boat and took ourselves over to Rosario Island.
Not the most ideal boat though. Not what I think when I think boats and hoes.
No, not at all.
Not necessarily the vibes that I go
this
for.
Was a speedboat.
I like a little booze cruise vibe, but
it was a speedboat, but it was a nice speedboat.
It was a very nice speedboat.
Like
a very fast speedboat.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I mean, before we even go into the beauty of the island, let's just talk about the speedboat real quick. Because
we might talk about the island and you're like, oh, I want to go, but
let's set your expectations first. The speedboat, first of all, if you follow me on Instagram, y'all know I got my hat. Okay. This hat has been a lot of places. It is my hat, and I love this hat. I caught myself realizing this boat is going very fast. So either I have to sit here for this hour ride with my hand on my head and hold my hat, or I can take it off and tuck it. I should have did that before the boat pulled away from the dock because y'all, I tried it and almost lost my hat. Thank the Lord the Lord really, you really bang with me, God, because the way it flew off. Let me just tell you, it did.
It's about to be gone.
But it hit like the back of the boat and it was just like stuck right there. But I screamed as though it was man overboard. Okay. like
she was about to fall off the boat.
Yes. Like when it went out, child. So there's that. That's going to the island.
So, which was much smoother going.
Yeah.
So like Tosh said, it's about 45 to an hour to get to the island area, depending on where you're going exactly. Because it's different options depending on who you use, what tour guide you book. And again, we're going to get into the island experience. But coming back, however,
count me out. Count me out.
Tosh was covered the whole time. So when we got on the speedboat, originally they're like, life vests, like, and this is going. So we're like, okay, obviously normal. But then like before we take off, they like put them life vests on. We're like, okay, like,
It was not playing.
So then leaving the island, there's obviously the life vests, but there's like other things in the boat, like on the seat. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, not they gave us ponchos. Like, y'all so hyped. Then I'm like, oh, wait, no, this is a tarp.
Yes.
This is not a poncho. This is just a piece of plastic, a big piece of plastic. So every seat had a big piece of plastic. And then they gave a disclaimer, but in Spanish. And Tosh looked at our tour guide and was like, what did she say? And he was like, just stay in your seat. Like, you know, be safe. It's going, you know, bumpy ride.
That's what she said.
Don't stand up. Like,
and I get
he
you
literally
on
said
alarm
like 5 words. He's like, just stay in your seat. Like, no, the lady did like a TSA disclaimer. Okay. Like, it was like a seatbelt on. And when we fall, you gotta, this is going to drop from the ceiling. And she just said it in Spanish. So she didn't run it back in English. She said it was like at least 50 seconds worth of Spanish words that we didn't know. And he's like, he said like 5 words. So he was just like, yeah, it's fine. And she was like, okay. I'm like, I wish he would have said more to Tosh because she did not like it. Me and Ricky was cracking up because obviously laugh till you can't laugh anymore because this might be the last laugh.
Laugh to keep from crying.
Because this was the scariest boat ride ever.
Child.
Ever. Now, we even left the island early. Like the disclaimer was, we usually leave at 3, but we're going to leave at 2:30 today. And I'm like, I don't know what happens at 3. It was crazy. You had to use a tarp. They gave you a tarp for a reason. All in all, it's very speedy. It's very fast. It's very bumpy. And it's very wet. It's very wet.
Guys,
that's what she said.
That's what she said.
First time I did it.
Yay! Mark the calendar.
That is. It was very wet. Like soaking wet,
bro. Y'all know,
Tosh was pissed.
I'm like dainty, but like not like I'm a very weird kind of girl. But in this case, how do you feed me this beautiful luxury day?
It ruined her day. Like she had to go sit down.
And then you throw me to the wolves that is the sea. And
it's the sea.
Like, bro, the boat was going so fast and the waves were crashing so hard that the water just was schwab, schwab, everywhere. And now we understand why they gave us the tarp.
It's hilarious because like we joked, I don't know if we said it on air or off air, like how I've never been to Six Flags. Like I'm not like an amusement park.
Yeah, it was last episode.
Like, oh, we it's more than Six Flags. It's given 100 flags. Like we are going. It's up. And it kind of reminded me of like the waterlog ride because that's probably like the most intense water ride I've been on. I'm like, this is not fun when it's the real ocean.
It was El Toro meets the waterlog
ride. Like, but in the ocean, like I'm like, this not supposed to happen like this. But in my mind, I'm just like, they do this every day.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they would do this if it wasn't. And I'm just praying because I'm like, God, these people do this every day, right?
Yeah.
They know what they're doing, right, God?
Very much so. And like that's the thing. Like our tour guide was like, "Oh yeah," like
he was like, "It gets worse. That wasn't that bad.
Like,
it wasn't that bad. It's crazy."
Because so moral of the story:
if you get motion sickness or you don't like boats and you can't swim, do not. It's not even like the islands. Gorgeous, a definite do experience. However, not worth it if you're gonna not like it.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is, well, 2 things. One, you need to clarify with whoever you're booking with what is the mode of transportation.
Yeah.
And ask, is it a speedboat or is it a catamaran / yacht?
Yep.
Because there is an option, you know, if you're renting private or you're with a group and you guys can do kind of more of that booze cruise style
catamaran
thing
style,
where you're on a catamaran or on a yacht. But majority of if you book with, you know, a tour operator or so forth, and you just need to get to the island, it's a speedboat.
Because they're trying to get you there. Again, it's a good distance. So if you're on a catamaran or a yacht, it's going to take you
and
maybe 2 hours.
Right, because we're going that fast.
Yeah,
it still
to get
took
there.
50 minutes.
Yeah, so it may take you 2 hours to get there on.
But you're hanging out and you're
listening to music.
So it's a different experience.
Absolutely.
So I get it, but baby, you've been warned.
Yeah. Okay, now let's get into that.
Yes, because when we got there,
beautiful island, beautiful, beautiful, peaceful, most relaxing. Like it was amazing.
Yeah, and it's a I say it's a must experience because the way the water and the colors and the it just, if you love the ocean or you just love being by water, the water is so calming and it just has such healing properties about it.
For sure.
As we just found ourselves just sitting there and just looking out
chilling
and relaxing, as much as you're like, we need content, we need this and we need that. We really had to be, or wanted to be, I should say, intentional about just enjoying.
Yeah, it was so peaceful.
Because it was set that way.
Yeah, it was a great beach day. So like if you're, again, just looking kind of to disconnect, maybe drink a little, just relax, like 10 out of 10 recommend doing those islands.
Yep.
Sure.
And the food also
was good. Yeah. Great lunch to, you get some lunch, a welcome drink as well upon arrival, depending on which one you select and where you end up. Because there are islands. So there's multiple different, like the one that we went to, we'll put in the notes, but it was like a hotel where they, then share their resort with people for a day trip.
Yeah.
So it was so beautiful. They had like bungalows and canopies, and it was just so nice. And obviously a bar.
Period. But yeah, the day, like, if you can get a day bed or a cabana and make it a whole experience, do so. And then y'all, we found out after the fact that these people got hookah in the ocean.
Oh yeah, Tosh told us that. I'm like, where you see that?
I was so mad. The next day I found out. I'm like, God, I thought you liked me.
So definitely make sure that you
ask because it was not like promoted.
Yeah,
but they have it.
Yeah. So the drinks, the hookah, the vibes.
Hookah in the ocean is lit.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm mad we didn't get that.
Still salty. Cool. All right, next day.
Oh yeah. So next we did our Old Town Day.
Yeah. Child, it went so fast.
Yeah, it went so fast.
Yes.
We literally had 3 full days. So our first day we had our, dinner and then little nightlife. Then we did 3 full excursion days.
Yes.
So the third day we started a little later in the day.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Because we started that day at the Hilton.
Exactly.
And we did the beach and the pool, chilled and hung out. Yep.
Yeah. So we did our morning, took it slow. Visited Tosh at the Hilton, took advantage of the pool bar over there and the food over there, which was delicious.
That chicken quesadilla.
Yeah, the food was good at there. Then we went to Old Town because now it's time to really experience Cartagena.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it, again, so much history, so much to see. But we also got to explore some beautiful properties.
Okay, now because y'all already know. This is Travel Fly Sexy.
Period.
We be outside, but then we also got to get the tea.
Okay.
So we actually spent the afternoon exploring Old Town, but working, meaning we were going on site inspections.
Yes.
So we visited 4 properties, met with staff and got tours and like dove into the offerings within Old Town.
Right, since we stayed
in Modern City, right.
Exactly.
Which was great because now you can see, okay, this is different feel, but still giving you luxury and still giving you added value.
Convenience. Like, so the price may be a little higher depending on where you're looking to stay. But it's worth it because you are literally where you need to be. Airport to hotel and everything else is walkable.
Yeah. So, I mean... Yeah, Old Town.
Old Town is gorgeous. Like those colorful buildings and so many great restaurants. I will mention in Old Town because I think a lot of people who travel aren't familiar with how to handle. They hustle. So they are going to, they start rapping at us. They're going to do things to try to sell you on services. So be prepared for that. If you don't want it, you could say no. But they are going to try to sell you on things.
Let me ask you this. I think we should do a part 2 because I don't want to lose y'all.
It's so much.
But we still got a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot more. We could do a part 2. I think it's worth it.
Because I feel like we probably at an hour right now. And we still got stuff to tell.
Nightlife. So that in itself is going to be a whole episode.
Because we still have things to do.
Yeah.
Child, I feel like y'all need to come back.
Yeah.
Y'all need to come back.
That's fair.
I
think we can also talk more about the properties.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I didn't want to glaze over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back.
Okay, so
Come back
do a
and
part
see
two.
us.
We'll do a part two. Cartagena. It was just so fun. Like, I mean, the food and everything can get its own episode.
It really good.
The food can get its own episode. The excursions can. We didn't even talk much about the excursion. We just explained them.
Here trying to be mindful of time, and I'm like, nah.
A lot more to give y'all. So come back for part two.
Come on back for part two on this Colombia review because you need it. The part two, you need this tea.
The nightlife is
the night. And y'all know,
outside jazz, outside Tosh.
Y'all know we be in the bed at 10 o'clock. We were not
so proud of us.
We saw After Midnight multiple times. Come back and find out.
Come on now.
How?
Back outside, girls.
Back outside, girls. Catch us on part two for the Colombia review because
that's fair. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, it's giving what it's supposed to give. See you next week, guys. All right. Bye.